claim she did in South Africa and everything. I think, yes, it's a mistake. People do make mistakes or make wrongs or whatever you want to name it. I don't have an excuse for that. The only thing we agree on, I think we need to agree that whatever that her and the family did was not all right according to the South African law. You understand? But then I also say a person needs to be given at least 3 chances to prove himself, so that he can at least convince us or prove to us that what he did, it was a mistake and he learned from it, but then he's willing to become a South African. You understand? Another thing I feel like she needs to do, even though she does not owe us, she can apologize.
So, are you going to give criminals 3 chances to commit 3 crimes before you classify them?
As a matter of fact, your correctional service gives them more than 3 chances. If you look at people that were criminals, hardcore criminals, they went back to prison, they corrected them, they came back. You understand? And then they reinstated them in the society.
Okay. If that's the correction that you are talking about, no problem. We don't mind correcting her in the prison cells. If we can get her, please let her come back from Mexico so that we can correct her. We don't mind. If you feel that is the kind of correction, no problem. When she come back to Mexico, she must come for correction. Is that okay?
Yeah, if the government decides to arrest her, I don't know about the immigration laws or what kind of charge will be there, but if it is there, she can serve a sentence. I don't even know how much it's costing for her to serve. Like that one, I don't stand up for anyone who must be corrected according to the South African laws. So you understand? I don't even have a problem. We agree that what she did was unlawful and she deserved to be brought before the law and let the law take its course. Whatever the law takes, I'm sure she'll also agree to it, because I don't think she's running away from the law. She's not a fugitive, right? So if she's not a fugitive, and I saw even the Nigerian government, I think it will also assist, because remember, when you arrest someone who is not a South African, you also need to consult with the embassy and other things. That's the only information that I know. And you can also come to a certain agreement. But if they want to arrest her and they have enough evidence, then I don't see any problem with it. She's gonna serve a sentence and then go back deported and then reapply in the right way if that's what they claim, and then she become a normal person. Then she continue with the passion. As a matter of fact, she can turn this thing into a good story if it was according to me.
So if you have your vote with you and you are to vote in Mexico right now, you want to vote, who are you voting for?
If I was going to vote, I will vote for Chitima because of the reasons that I've mentioned before. If she's going to come back and win pageant and advocate for assisting black children.
Are you a South African?
I'm 100% born and bred in South Africa from the first generation.
So why do you vote for somebody who is not born and bred in South Africa from the first generation?
Remember, when it comes to the issue of international competition, when it comes to economic empowerment of a black woman, for me, it doesn't matter where she comes from. You understand? As long as at the end of the day, she's going to come back and invest back into an African continent. And remember, her initiative will also help some of the South African women. And some people are already inspired by her story. I think most people are speaking about what she took from the other young people, but they also don't talk about what she made other average black kids to believe that if Chidima can do it, it means I can also do it myself. You understand? We can also look it from that angle.
So what makes you think Mia is not going to give back to this community?
That's why I'm not sure, because obviously if she's a Mexican, I will just assume she will invest more of her time and energy that side. But that's my assumption. And remember, I did not even check what is a mandate if she becomes Miss Universe. You understand? So I don't have much to come to, but using common sense and assumption, we just believe she will invest that side of the world. So why not bring why don't we just bring chickens to come and roast at home? whether we agree or not, but at the end of the day, benefiting from someone, I mean, how many people are benefiting from criminals out there? You are also the beneficiary of criminals, so I don't know, but I'm not advocating for that.
You alone. I'm not benefiting
all
from
South
any
Africans.
criminal.
All South Africans benefited from criminal activities of their politicians and what South Africa did to other countries. You know that South Africa funded many wars in the Uganda and everything, and they are still there active and pushing their agendas, and you are benefiting about it. So we cannot
Loisa, please take on this guy. Loisa, please take on Supersport.
No, host. I'm not taking him on. We're having a conversation.
Can I speak, please?
Supersport.
I really
Yes. Hello.
Okay.
Black,
my name is
host,
Michael.
let's allow this guy. Black what?
Black,
Bunny.
I'll give you time. Black.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll give
I'm
you
here.
time. Wait. I'll close your mic. I'll give you time. Supersport, talk to me. What do you think? What are you saying, South Africans? What do you mean when you are saying we benefited from crime as South Africans?
Yes, I'm saying South Africa funded many wars that happened in Uganda because they wanted to fund their own ambitions that side. You understand? Even now, they are still doing the same. That's why you see South African government sending troops to other countries in Africa. You understand? Even if you look at history will tell you that South Africa was involved in many supporting many agendas throughout Africa that took place. But then you cannot come here and say that you do not benefit from crime also, because those things are also regarded as crime against humanity that side. You understand why my point is? I wasn't saying
when you are saying we benefited from the crimes that were committed in Africa, committed by which government? Is it ANC? Is it Mzungu? Is it Nelson Mandela? Is it Ramaphosa?
No, it is created by your politicians, and they are taking the spoils and giving to you, the citizens, and you are enjoying them now. But if you were that upright more than Chidima, you could say no, I don't want.
Which war do you know about? Which war do you know about that we have instigated?
I know that they were involved in many wars that happened in Uganda. When in Rwanda genocide, South Africa was also there. Even now, they are still sending other troops in in Western Africa at the moment. Check how South Africa is placing. I also have an uncle who is in the army, so he's also the one who's more informed about what South Africa is trying to do in those ones when they are sending troops there. And even now, there was a failed coup between South Africans and I think it was Namibia just 3 years ago. You've heard that story before, ne? Where South Africa and Motsepe also, his wife, we had a story that they wanted to overturn the government of Botswana. You understand? So those things, we are not going to come here and speak of criminals as if we are innocent. But if we acknowledge that we are also involved by
I understand news. Before with media, they do print media, they do audio media, and then they do visual media. So if it's going to be on the news, it will be on the internet. I am looking on Google. I'm asking you, where should I search? Because I'm not finding anything of that sort.
For me, I saw it on the news, ne? So that one, it was everywhere. I'm surprised why you missed that one.
You see, whenever, even YouTube, whenever there's like a news article that's there and the channel is on YouTube, they will put that on. There's nothing even on YouTube now. I'm talking to you. I am on Google. Please DM me.
For it on Google because I never checked.
Please DM me because you know, guys, I always say let's come with facts, not just because now you can talk and then you can.
I mean, if it's on the news, if you are saying South Africa, wait, can I please respond to you? If when a Supersport you are saying that South Africa is involved in these wars, Ghana,
media, and like last year, for example, there was this whole thing with Mozambique. Remember the far north of Mozambique, where men were being
Yes.
kidnapped, and South Africa sent the SANDF as peacemakers. As far as I know,
People there for
before you go any further, Super Sports, before you go any further, right now you are engaging a political science graduate. Right
Yes,
now
it's
you are
fine.
engaging
Let's
someone
continue.
who knows her politics, who has learned her politics, who understands her politics, and who knows the history of her country.
Okay, can I continue with my submission? We'll DM each other and then we'll fact check that because other
Okay,
people also need
continue.
to talk. But what I'm saying
Continue.
to
Sorry,
Yes,
before
what I
you
was
continue, before you continue,
Yes.
sorry, Super Sport. Host, I think Mrs. K is there. Can you please make her, and I'm leaving now. I'm just leaving the office, I need to drive.
Don't worry, I'll run. Louise, so you can move from. Super Sport, you can continue. Then I'll go to Tamaka. Then
yes,
Summarize.
one thing that I want you ask guys to understand is that there will always be oppositions in whatever that we are trying to do, ne? Because what you need to understand is that, I mean, if they could have opposed God, like God, the Almighty was opposed, who do you think you are? If you are just a mere human being, you will not be opposed in whatever. And some people are not opposing you because you are right, you are wrong. They are just opposing you because they want to oppose you. You understand? So this idea of people getting maybe emotional when they are being opposed, maybe we should try to put it down and try to understand, but that's a debate for another day. So what I'm trying to say is that when we are looking at situations, let's just be holistic about it. You understand? Let's just not keep on bashing and barking at the wrong tree. You understand? I'm not saying we should not call a spade, but we must also check if it's a shovel or what, or it's a harak, because sometimes it might look like a spade, but it's not. You understand? And then once we arrive to the conclusion, I mean, the court have not even decided on this matter, and Chidima did not even appeal this matter, but we are already here making conclusions about the matter. Then it makes us to make premature judgments. And at the end of the day, that is why we keep on talking about one thing over and over again, going in circles. You understand? But if the court comes and Chidima, I mean, people have the right to make as much as appeal as constitutional court. We have not even given Chidima that space. And at this moment, we need to understand Chidima is going through a lot. So let's give her space. I need to say we are human beings. Can't we give her space at least to consult with the lawyers and also to deal with the matter? This matter is not only physical, it's also emotional to her. Imagine you, Hosea, you are going through a lot. Your child has been, maybe for example, your child has been raped and people are here on social media discussing about it. I mean, where is humanity there? And at the end of the day, they are making conclusions as if they are lawyers. They are making conclusions as if they are going to hold this girl accountable or anything. So we must be able to perpetuate ideologies that at least try to look at both sides and try to be in the center. Whenever I meet an issue, you'll realize that I'm always trying to be in the
Please summarize. Please summarize.
In my summary, the court has not convicted Chidima, and Chidima is not, even if it's convicted, they just not make the appeal. And then let's give her the chance to come and let's just give her a chance to focus on the Miss World. If they can admit her there, it means the case is still going. But we are not going to come on social media and make noises as if we are not scholars or we are not people. But people are allowed to make those assumptions. I'm fine with it. Okay, thank you for now.
No problem, no problem. I'm good. Where are you from?
I'm from Zimbabwe.
No problem, no problem. So
Okay.
we have our two queens on the screen. We have Mia and Chidima. Who does your vote go to?
Okay, so I've not really decided who I'm going to vote for, but I just wanted to speak on the issue of Chidima. So I just wanted to
Yeah, you
elaborate
can.
with Chidima is also a victim. The culprit here, a crime was committed, but the culprit here is the mother. that committed the crime. Just imagine being born, and then when you are chasing your dreams, you are told that this is not your identity. You are told you are a totally different person. The identity that you've been using is not who you are. So the victims here are both Chidima and the South African child that her ID was given to Chidima. The only difference now is that Chidima benefited from this, but she is not. She's also a victim.
So she's a victim of who? Chidima is a victim of who?
She was a child. She was given an identity by her mother as a child. When you are giving birth in South Africa, if you are a foreign national, you have to provide your documentation, that is your passport, and
wait. Now, Thomas' daughter, do you have a question for her?
Yes, I do. Tanaka, so you're essentially saying that her mother victimized her and that child that is still losing. Even now, the child is still losing. Chidima is still benefiting. So I'm asking you, now that the conclusion, the investigations have been finalized, what is Nigeria's diplomatic relation, or what would have, if she was Zimbabwean, because you are Zimbabwean, what would be the position of the Zimbabwean government in terms of diplomatic relations in with regards to handling this issue?
I wouldn't know, because I'm Zimbabwean.
No, what is Zimbabwe's diplomatic responsibility to South Africa when one of Zimbabwean citizens commit a crime in South Africa?
Okay. Another issue here is we all should come to the fact that it's not only Mama Chidima that committed this crime. There is a possibility that South Africans also committed this crime with Mama Chidima, because Mama Chidima could not have all this information, the child's birth, without a South African nurse.
Tanaka, to answer the South African part, the people that were also the South Africans involved in this have now been arrested. So now it's Chidima's mother and Chidima as a benefactor of crimes 10. What is your stand on that? Because of South Africa has already dealt with the people that were involved in this. So now we are asking, how is Nigeria supposed to deal with
so as I said, I see Chidima as also a victim, so I can't put Nigeria in this because Chidima was also a victim. Mama Chidima is now supposed to maybe if she's going to be arrested or anything, it should be her and her own country, because she's the one that made this crime, not Chidima. I don't know about Chidima's father, if his name was on the birth certificate and on the documents, but the crime was committed by the mother, because most birth certificates are taken by the mother.
What does the South African law say about beneficiaries of crime?
Okay, who is benefiting from this crime? Is it a child that was just born yesterday and then given an identity of someone else? That is what I'm trying to explain. She was given an identity at birth.
What does the South African law say about benefactors of crime?
Okay, please school me. I don't know.
When you are benefiting from a crime, you are essentially also considered a criminal because you benefited from an illegal.
Okay. Can I please ask a question?
Wait. You asked for me to school you, so I'm doing that. So you are benefiting. You've benefited from a crime, right? Whether you did so intentionally or unintentionally, knowingly or not knowingly, is not the issue here. The issue is that you benefited from crime. So the next step will then be coming to account. So the how Chidima's mother is charged and how Chidima is charged might be different. It might be different when they appear before the Home Affairs inquiry, the Home Affairs inquiry, not the